This is Open Studio, a podcast where I invite artists that I know and admire to join me for unfiltered conversations about all things creative. My guest today is Piettro Torchio. He's a friend, an amazing tattoo artist, a painter, a musician, and also one of the co-organizers of Prague Traditional, a live tattoo exhibition and event held here in Prague. Check out his work. I will leave a link in the description. Also, if you want early access to new episodes of the podcast, announcements about upcoming guests, and lots of other exclusive behind-the-scenes content, please go and check out my Patreon page. It's a great way to stay connected with everything that I'm doing, and a subscription, even in the smallest amount, makes a huge difference to me. With that, let's get into the episode. I didn't know you were a sound engineer.
Yeah, bro. 9 years working as a sound engineer.
Damn, in Brazil?
Well, I did a London School of Sound.
Really?
For 1 year. Was pretty cool. First I studied IAV, Instituto de Áudio e Vídeo in São Paulo.
Okay, yeah.
Like a Audio and Video Institute.
Yeah.
Then I tried to make some University of Sound Engineering, but yeah, Brazil, so the university had no infrastructure, like there's no computer for everybody, and the monthly pay for the university doesn't worth the quality of whatever. At least like for sound engineering, maybe if you go for philosophy, maybe it's okay because you just need a chair and a book and whatever, but
sure,
for like microphones and technology kind of shit, was kind of shit, So then I went to this IAV, was the Audio and Video Institute, and then was much better infrastructure, but wasn't like a degree or something. And then I was kind of lost because I had no real job. And so I decided I have an Italian passport, so I decided to
Lucky you.
Thanks to my grandma.
Nice, man.
So I went to London, and there I studied audio engineering for 1 more year, like sound mixing and mastering, like a bit more advanced, let's say. Then I was studying in Brazil. And when I come back to Brazil, then I got a job as a sound engineer. And then I was in this job for a long time.
Yeah.
Until one day, a friend who makes tattoos, I had more tattoos than him.
Yeah.
I was older than him. I already had more tattoos than him, but I never did a tattoo in my life. And he was like, I want to get a tattoo today, and there is nobody here, and you want to do it? And I was like, absolutely.
Damn, dude.
And he prepared the machines and everything, and I tattooed like this ganja leaf, like 1 centimeter on the side of his foot, and the adrenaline of it, the fun, like... I don't know, I like it. And by the time I was sound engineer, so I did have money enough to buy myself a couple of machines.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna just start, drawing some bullshit and try to find some customers, and slowly was evolving.
Fuck yeah, man. So it was like pretty quick for you when you started tattooing. You're like, this is what I want to do. Like it makes sense.
Well, before even being sound engineer, I studied graphic design. I'm old, I look like a baby, but I'm 35. So.
Yeah.
So then
So you had some background with like drawing or visual art as well. It wasn't just sound engineering. Yeah.
Totally right.
Yeah, man. Man, that's fucking awesome, dude. And what was it like when you started as a tattooer? Like when you're trying to get your name out there and like find customers and shit, like were you using Instagram at the time, or was it before that was like popular?
Bro, I don't think I ever really thought about Instagram as my way of life or something like that.
Of course, yeah.
Even for Prague Traditional, by the way, events that I'm doing it with Scott, we always push into create content for it, but I cannot do it. It's just not natural for me.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck.
But fair enough, man.
It's if it's drain me, I don't think it's important.
Yeah.
Let's say that. So yeah, I don't know. I just started tattooing, and basically I was making these sheets of tiny designs, and my master of tattooing, who was Rafael Deni, by the way, and he was bringing people to tattoo, and was his tattoo shop, and then some people will bring another friend or somebody else, and they will be like, I was like, you want a free tattoo, bro? I have this designs like, 2 centimeters long.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a tooth, or something like that, like a nail or something like that. But like, yeah, let's do it. So, like, I never tattooed an orange, I never tattooed like a fake skin. I never tattooed a banana.
You went right to human beings.
I only tattoo humans. I fuck a lot of them in the beginning. It's part of the process.
Of course, man. Of course.
They wanted a free tattoo. I had no idea what I was doing, so it's like a part of the game,
Yeah. Do you feel like it was better for you to learn just to go straight to humans than to like do it on fake skin or whatever?
I believe everybody have their road.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say. Like Ondra, the guy who works with me, he's have the real apprenticeship. Tarlito, tattooing for almost 30 years. Mm-hmm. Look at his designs. Told him to paint more. Work as an apprentice in the shop. And the guy's fucking good. I'm this year 10 years tattooing, and I believe when he'll be 10 years tattooing, he possibly will be better than me.
Sure. Yeah, man.
Because his road was different. More into like learning the right way. Mine in Brazil was more like, I have this hobby I like. Let me try to make the best out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like let me try to find some people to get some interesting designs done, and let's just keep it moving. Like
it's more punk.
Definitely. Like my tattoo shop was called Hang Yourself Tattoo and was 6 meters square, bro. So it was like
what?
this size, like.
Bro, that's tiny.
Because I was like, it was like massive house with concerts and stuff. And I was the sound engineer of the house, and they had this room that was like old fridge, old oven, like a bunch of shit, destroyed room. And I was like, bro, I'll do sound engineer here for free if you give me that room,
Mm-hmm.
So I cleaned the fucking room, put wooden floor, painted everything, even put a fucking rope to hang yourself on the ceiling, like everything, perfect. And then like was funny because all the like these tattooers who hated having a boss, or like hated their tattoo shops they were working at, or like got fired because they're drunks or whatever, they would call me and like, man, can I make a tattoo at your studio, And then suddenly it became a business for me. Like I would tattoo because I was beginning to tattoo, so I was like 2 tattoos a week.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other 5 days the shop was free. I had a Google agenda that I would book in a bunch of friends.
Damn.
And they would pay me like simple 50 reais, like 10 euros to just keep the place going. Like just like anybody who needs to make a tattoo, let me know.
Come here. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's super cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun until the point where like, and all of this I was still working as sound engineer.
Okay.
And I was like working from, 10 to 5, 6 as a sound engineer in a studio mixing. And then 6 I would go to the Sicilia, Associação Sicilia. It's like this big house with lots of events. It just gets more and more cool, the house. Nowadays, a lot of shit going on there.
Yeah.
So I would go there and I would have my moments of tattooing, like the creativity moment. Well, the sound engineer also could be very creative, but not most of the time. You're just doing corporative videos or editing some people's speech or something like that. So it can be pretty boring as well.
Yeah, man. It's more like doing shit that people want you to instead of like having the freedom to create or like express your own ideas. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to make money. Then if you wanted to have fun, then you would find a nice band and you record a nice album of the band, and they will pay you fucking nothing, or some beers.
Yeah.
So it's, like music always have this thing for me that's like you ruin your passion by just going into the business idea of the thing. Like tattooing as well. You can kill tattooing by just thinking about business, like
for sure, man. And also
painting.
I think
photography,
man,
everything.
Thinking too much about business for sure, and then also like thinking too much about the technical shit, right? Like kind of like learning all of these rules or having like very like dense technical knowledge sometimes can take you away from the freedom of just being creative and expressing yourself. Like that's how I felt when I studied film, right? Like after a while it got too technical and I stopped enjoying it. It didn't feel creative anymore.
Of course, I guess if you want to go super deep into something, it will always be hard at some point,
Yeah.
Like if you really want to have true knowledge about something and not just through experience, right? You want to like know why this is equal that or something.
Yeah.
Or you do your research, or you, I don't know, it's hard. I'm a person who, I love knowledge, you know. Like, I'm not afraid of knowledge. I'm not afraid of like changing what I thought was right because of a new knowledge.
Yeah.
Which should be a fact. Like, I'm not talking about like fake news and shit like that, you know. I'm not based on like comedians talking shits to my ears. Like, I can have fun with it, but I don't take it seriously or anything, you know.
For sure, man. Yeah.
So even about tattooing, for me, the technical aspect of it is very important, you know, like, because even if you don't want to get stiff to it, you don't want to get like taking your soul away for the technical aspect, but it behaves in a way, you know, it's a body, it gets old, so you do have to follow certain laws and rules.
Sure, man.
And different than like any paint, you know. It's still gonna behave like some shit, but who cares, you know? It's not in somebody's body. They won't wear it with shame if it looks shit, you know, or something like that. So the respect towards what you're doing can be less, let's say. Like tattooing, you still have to like consider the other person, like what you're doing to her, you know, if you're hurting them so much, if you're like taking too long to do it, whatever. It's like a big range of emotions there as well.
Yeah,
It's
for
an
sure,
exchange. It's not just you doing your thing.
Yeah. Which for me is one of the coolest things about tattooing is like the fact that it's like social, right? And so it's a creative thing, but it also has like made into it is this social element of like connecting with people. And for me, that's something that I miss as a painter.
For me as a sound engineer was also something that like was unexistent unless you're doing a band or something that's like super cool environment and something like that, you know, but normally it's just like this audio file that shows up in your 8Z and now you have to fucking work on it, and then you send to somebody who you have no fucking clue, doesn't know you, doesn't respect you, doesn't know shit about you, you know?
Yeah, man.
So it's like the tattooing is like, if you fuck it up, your underwear starts sweating because you're facing the person right there, you know, and there is no like how are you gonna hide it right now, you know?
For sure, man. Yeah. And it's like an immediate reaction. Like they're gonna tell you what they think right there, you know. There's no like even when I do a commission, like, you know, a lot of the times if they don't live in Prague, like I send them a photo and then they have time to think about it, what they want to say. Whereas with a tattoo, it's on your body, like you can see the reaction in someone's face.
That's like one thing about tattooing that actually is very important in order for us to be able to do our job, is the surprise moment or something when you see your design, you know, because don't send your designs up front, you know, bro. Your paintings also don't send it. I don't give a fuck, you know, like, bro, your paint, you see beforehand, like, this is how I paint, this is what you're gonna get. Like, you don't like it, there's tons of other painters there who can do the way you imagine, you know.
Yes, man.
So once you send them and they like start giving their opinion, your art is ruined. Tattooing, I don't believe is so much art as like your paintings, for sure, but like, because that exchange that we said, you know, is in your body, you must like it. Like, make sure you like it. Look in the fucking mirror, look at the stencil, read the fucking script, make sure it's right, you know, that we spelled it right and everything, because it's forever. But yeah, I don't send anything up hand unless it's something that I don't get it. Like, hey bro, I want this design like this, bro, I don't understand. Like, can you like send more references? Or then I sketch something very rough. Very rough. Like just the red lines of the sketch. And I send it. It's like this. Yeah, I like the vibe, but maybe like this. Okay, cool. From that point on, I don't send you shit, you know?
Yeah.
Then you show up in the tattoo shop. I put in your face. Your first reaction is important, you know?
Of course, man.
How like you did get hard, you know? You got wet. You got wet when you saw it, or you just like fucking hate it. If you fucking hate it, let me change everything for you, you know?
Yeah.
But if you saw a sparkle in your eyes, just trust me because you chose me, right? Like, let's fucking do it.
Exactly, man. It's so much about trust. And also, even like for me, even with paintings, when I do commissions, it's a lot about trust. And like most of the time, people come to me and they say, hey, I like your style. I know what you do. I want a painting from you. And that always goes great. Every once in a while, someone comes to me and they have some idea that's like, not what I do, right? And they're like, oh, but I really want it from you. And I'm like, well, I'll draw something, I'll show you, whatever. But man, that's really frustrating, especially if they decide to go for it, because then I'm working on something that I don't really like.
Yeah.
And then they might not like it either because they're expecting something different. And then the whole thing is just fucking terrible, man.
It can happen. But
Yeah.
I also, how can I say, like, I also lived experience that, like, okay, this shit's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And then you do it and you're like, I fucking nailed it. You know, and it looks awesome, and like it's great to sometimes just step outside your comfort zone and just do it, and you might take something out of the experience, even if it's like, I hate doing commissions.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah,
like,
man.
for me, as I said, knowledge is fucking precious, you know? So the knowledge of yourself, knowing that you hate doing something or that you love doing something, is also precious, you know? And you have to go through the experience to know.
Man, that's so true, dude. Yeah, I agree with you. And you're right. It's like sometimes good to be uncomfortable with what you're making and like do shit that you're not used to, because then like you'll learn something that you weren't expecting to learn and
Maybe
you weren't even
find
looking
something
for.
that you were looking for before. And you're like,
Exactly,
"Whoa,
man.
You know, I did this thing and I love it. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's a very good point. Where, like right now as a tattooer, like where are you learning the most? Like, are you learning from artists you work with around you, or like other, I don't know, like where's the knowledge coming from for you?
Bro, actually, to be honest, I'm trying to... I don't have people to tattoo Japanese tattoos, because I also don't do Japanese tattoos. The technical approach to it, like, is the same. You know, like the solid lines, solid colors, like, is more about like the body greatness. You know, like, so you have the whole arm to do in one session. You have to draw everything there free-handed. So like, this year I'm reaching the 10 years of tattooing, and I believe like there's always stuff to learn, you know. But I believe I would love to get to the 20 years tattooing, knowing how to do a bodysuit.
Yeah, man, dude, that would be sick.
But it's far from my like knowledge. I can see it, like how you compose the thing a bit, but in order to be amazing, you should freehand everything. You know, it should have the body flow, and so let's see in 10 years you invite me again.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
see if it work out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, man.
I love doing the traditional, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. But now I'm trying to push people to do back pieces. By the way,
Full
thank you, Michel Canale and Lucka, two people who work with me, great people, and they trusted me to
do their backs. You did Michelle's back.
I'm doing Michelle's
You're
back.
doing nice.
Thursday
Nice,
now,
man.
4th session of Michelle.
Fuck, that's
Lucka
awesome.
is a bit afraid of her 2nd session.
Really? The first one was rough.
Yeah, lines are hell, you know?
Yeah, man, fuck. Are you doing Japanese on their backs, or?
No, it's just Michelle is... Both are super traditional.
Yeah.
There's a girl's face and one is a wolf head.
Nice.
A lot of blood.
Man, that's sick. But it's because you know Scott really well too, right? Like I feel like that's
we
a
have a
great
band.
resource. Yeah, I remember you told me. But that's like a good person if you're trying to get into Japanese, to know someone like that.
Like Scott, if I ask him anything, he would always tell me. You know,
Yeah.
Bro, how to do that? I just do that. And like other day I asked him like, can you ask me how to like structure of flowers, you know, because I'm always lost trying to draw cool flowers. And
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like I have my rules, you know, like he have his schematics, ways of doing it. So the structure and stuff. So yeah, he's a fucking nice source. Like he is great.
Absolutely,
as a person,
man.
I fucking love him.
Yeah.
Actually, like Prague Traditional, my event that I do happen in 3 weeks. I used to do with Elena, my friend who used to be receptionist of Tribo, where I used to work, but then she became a yoga crazy woman. And she's making retreats all around the world.
Damn, dude.
Super amazing, Sri Lanka, Bali, and whatever. So I kind of like talked to her and was like, just do your thing, you know? Like, I know she loves tattooing. She have more tattoos than 98% of tattooers I know. She loves tattooing. So, but she had no time, you know? So I actually, now Scott is my Prague Traditional partner.
Nice, man.
Also, he have 29 years experience or something like that. Have 2 tattoo shops in Texas, you know. So he will bring like a different generation to the table as well, you know. When I can like invite people who makes tattoos for 10, 15 years, he would bring people who makes tattoos for 25, 30 years, you know. So different visions, different approach, like whatever I thought was important for the event to happen, he had completely different view. So it was great to just add these 2 different generations with the same passion to do something, you know.
Man, absolutely. I feel like it'll make it a better event too. Like there'll be more diversity, like a little bit, you know, 2 different approaches coming together.
Yeah.
That's so sick, man.
Have way more experience than me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
even if maybe I'm more like young, you know, so we have different approaches to things.
Yeah,
but
sure.
He's super young in the mind as well, you know, and he's awesome.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, I'm super excited for Prague Traditional. I'm glad you're doing it again. Because I know the first time you did it was like, I think before I got here, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like maybe it was like right when I moved
like
back.
October 2019.
Yeah. I came here
It was just
July
before
2020.
COVID, man.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly.
Then I tried to do the second one and COVID ruined it.
Yeah. Fuck, man. But it's great. And I was looking like, I feel like you guys have a ton of artists who are coming too. It's so sick.
It's 25.
Yeah.
25. Well, me, Scott, 23 more. This is the first time in Vinitro block, so not sure the space, you know, like how to divide properly. Like maybe you are bigger than me, you need more space than me. So like I just started with 20 workstations. Now it's 2 less, so we have 18. Maybe one friend who might not be able to come from Portugal because of his visa, so maybe because from Brazil, but whatever. Maybe it will be 17 stations, but the 17 stations will have 25 to 24 tattooers. Because some people like they want to hang out more than work like a motherfucker, you know?
Yeah,
so they come,
sure,
make
man.
one tattoo, go for a beer, have some food, buy some merch, get themselves a tattoo from somebody they appreciate that they also don't know each other, you know, because not everybody know each other, you know? Another thing is like how you unite and make the circle bigger and bigger, you know, and also Prague is like an amazing city that I believe, well, this side of the world is not exactly a tattoo culture place, you know, like it's very young, so it's more like art-ish tattoos, which is not tattoos. You know, tattoos are tattoos. And
I agree with you.
you can say whatever the fuck you want, you know, but a tattoo is a tattoo. And a tattoo looks like a tattoo, and you can draw whatever the fuck you want. Won't be a tattoo, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But no, dude, this is also what I think is super cool about Prague Traditional and what you're doing is like bringing people together and like making the community bigger, right? And also like giving, because I one thing I love living in Prague now is that I feel like there's more art and creative people like kind of coming here than there used to be, like even in the past 3 years since I moved back here. And like I love seeing when even more of that scene gets brought here, and I feel like that's kind of what you're doing with this event. And like, man, if this was a convention that like goes super well and you do it once a year, twice a year, something like that would be sick, man. And then all of a sudden like more people know about traditional tattooing or any other style of tattooing, and like they come here for that. And then
that's
you also
the whole point.
And you get to hang out with like, you know, other dope artists, which is so sick.
For me, it's more like if you go to any general convention, it's kind of lost, you know, like it's just about selling supplies and like there is this guy with the microphone on a massive stage with some naked girls around here, and it's like, so who is the best in that? Like, bro, fuck you, you know.
That's not the point.
That's definitely not the point. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're the best in whatever, you know. I don't want to be the best in anything. I just want to have fun, you know. And like, I take tattooing very seriously, but in a good seriously way, you know. I don't suffer for it, you know what I mean? But I appreciate it, what gives to me. I try to give it back a bit, like unites good people. I bet like 50% of people who come to Prague Traditional in Vinitro block who never been to a tattoo session, never heard a sound of a tattoo machine. You know? So it's more about that. It's like a lot of people are racist about it. You know, it's still 2023, but there is a lot of racist people in the world.
Crazy.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
So like, just go there, you know, hear the sound of it, see the people who are getting and doing it. They have kids, they have dogs, you know, they have dreams.
Yeah.
They're just normal, regular people who want to get along and pass by this life having some fun, you know. So just go there and get a tattoo, you know, and exchange some knowledge. People are
hell yeah,
creative.
dude. I will definitely be there. I can't wait. I think it's a good point you make, man, about like there's a difference between taking yourself seriously and then taking your work seriously. For me with painting, I take the work very seriously, but I don't take myself that seriously. Like I'm also just trying to have fun. Like at the end of the day, I want to do shit that makes me happy, that is like enjoyable for me to create. Definitely. And like I'm not going to take like this attitude of like, oh, I have to make serious art, and like that's just bullshit.
What's that?
No, bro, exactly. That's the thing. It doesn't exist. Like people think it does, or they have this like kind of warped idea in their head that it does, but it doesn't, man. Like it's I
mean, for me, art, when people want to, you know, talk about what's art, is super hard to say, but for me, it's very important that common shit's not art, you know? Like, I'm sorry if you're a barista and you love making coffee, that shit's not art, you know? Like, it's not, bro. Like, you can make the heart and the fucking foam. Like, like, whatever, you know, like, that's not gonna make my heart beat stronger. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna make my panties get wet. Like, that's what art is for me, you know, like something that you look, makes your brain explode. It's like
some reaction.
Now I'm looking, you're not looking, but I'm looking at his painting, you know, and it's like looking at the thing, you know, and it's just like taking me everywhere.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, I don't give a fuck about it. So not everything can be art, like, and that's my effect of a statement that I say, you know, people want to find this beauty, art in everything, and like, not everybody is meant to be an architect, not everybody is meant to be a doctor, and everybody is meant to be an artist, you know?
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying I am one, by the way, you know, like
you
every
don't,
time I
you don't
try
call yourself an artist.
No, I do tattoos.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Sometimes I try to paint something. And it's not good enough to be in the museum, like, for sure, you know. So,
but do you enjoy it, the painting?
It's a very slow process, bro. Like, I try to follow your rules of every day, do something. But also my job is a bit overwhelming sometimes, you know, like you have to draw everything every day for people. Like, they must be happy. So the time I got home, 6-7 p.m., like, I look at the canvas, there is the background there. I have the idea, I just don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah, man.
So...
Yeah, but you're also using that part of your brain during the day. If you're doing a lot of drawing and shit, like I think it's harder to come home and then want to like keep drawing or painting.
I just want to chill.
Yeah, exactly, man. That makes sense to me. But
you need to reset it, you know? Like
100%. It's
if
important,
kids
man.
don't sleep, they don't learn, bro.
Yeah,
if
there you go, man.
Relax, you don't improve, you know?
That's very true. But I would love to see you do some more paintings, man. Because I remember...
I wanted to bring you one, but I just don't have one ready. And that's just the fucking truth, you know?
Next time, yeah.
I was like, should I bring this one painting I have here? I was just like, the only one I have.
Yeah. But dude, when I first met you, we talked about doing a trade. And we should still do it.
I gave you something, no? But I guess you just painted on top of it.
I think I probably did, man. Yeah, it was a snake or something. Yeah. But
no,
I think I painted on top of it. But bro, like actually,
and then give it to me, so I have a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Okay, I will. Honestly, man. Yeah, I'll put some pressure on you to do
say
it.
like start, I'll do the background.
Yeah, 2 years later.
But I'm working on my textures, bro.
Nice.
And like.
What do you mean by, like, with your textures?
I think you would have so much fun, bro. I bought this thing called Black Lava. I think I sent you a picture.
Black Lava? Maybe, yeah.
Just go to the Altamira.
Yeah.
Ask for some Black Lava gel.
Okay.
And you just prepare the canvas with it. And it's this, like, 0.1 millimeter dot mixture with some gel.
Okay.
So by spreading a lot on the canvas, you get this dot texture. So it's like a sand, like a...
Fuck.
It's fucked up. You cannot make one straight line.
Yeah.
But it's amazing because of that, you know, because for me as a tattooer, I have to do straight, clean lines. I have to put black in all the corners. You know, there is technical approaches to it, like rules to follow and blah, blah. When it comes to my artistic side, which non-existent artistic side, I try to do completely the opposite. You know, like my paintings should not have one straight line. I don't care if it's clean. I love the texture. If it looks fucked, amazing. You know, so I try to, whenever I'm doing something that's different than tattooing, to just go bananas on it. You know, like
But dude, I think that's the better approach, because it would be easy for you as a tattooer to start painting and then just creating like images that look like tattoos, you know? And I think actually, I know a lot of tattoo artists who also paint,
Amazing.
and some of them are great,
Cool.
but it's also cool to use it as like a different way to express yourself. Like Julian Bast, man, his like comic books and drawings and paintings, so different, but so sick, you know? Yeah, he's an absolute legend.
I have nothing
man.
to say about it.
Yeah.
I love you, Julian. I don't know you yet. But I love it.
I would love to have him on as well. And man, actually talking about texture, there's another guy also named Julian Jacka. Yeah, he was a tattooer. I think he used to be. I'll send you some photos later, but he does paintings now, and his paintings have so much fucking texture in them. And I wonder if he's using something like that, because
you know, the crackling thing. A lot of people
every
use
time
it.
I look at his paintings, I'm like, how the fuck do you get that kind of texture
you know,
on the canvas?
Crackling things.
Yeah, that's what you see in his paintings, and it's so sick, man. It's so sick. Yeah,
that shit's cool.
Yeah,
you should try,
dude. I want to. So for me, man, something that I'm dealing with
Put
now.
some mirror there, you know, and crack the mirror on the paint.
Dude, it would be so cool.
You know, it's like this transparent thing. You just put it, and when you paint on top,
it has the cracking.
The paint on top.
Yeah.
So you see the paint under. So let's say you can paint yellow,
oh,
red on top, and crack, and you show the yellow under. You know, super cool.
This is something I want to experiment with more, because my paintings are very clean.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like something that I enjoy doing.
They need to be, because your approach is like, it's flowy, you know.
For sure,
the
man.
The lines are 3 times the same line.
Yeah.
It's
for sure,
hard
man.
for you to break that, I guess.
But it is, dude. I know, and I really want to. Like, I'm so ready to break out of that and do some shit that's super different. I just like, I don't know how to. Like, I feel kind of stuck in the mode that I'm used to for so long, you know?
One thing I noted as well, like I bought these 3 small 30 per 40 centimeters frames to try this black lava, and was like, this shit's too small, you know?
Yeah.
Once you cannot make a straight line, everything needs to be bigger in order to make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Because so now I'm like struggling. I have this background on a 30 per 40 painted, ready to do some action on it, but have to be one single simple element. I cannot, for me.
Yeah.
I cannot approach with a big creative idea, because it's not enough space. Since you, like, imagine you're trying to make something shape, but everything is so cracked and out of, like, you cannot, you know, so you have to work in bigger scales in order to achieve that. Like, once you step back, like, okay, I see that shit, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean, man. Yeah, because otherwise you'd get lost in the details, and then you wouldn't know what anything is.
Because you cannot do it. It's so small and full of textures.
Yeah. Man, do you prefer, like, so it sounds like you prefer to paint when you do paint on a bigger scale, like in general?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Every time I try to paint
man.
something small, it's just like, it's not making me hard, you know? When you look at it, it's like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But when you see something on the wall, like, that shit there.
The big,
like,
I know, man. Yeah.
Like, and you want, like, to be like that, right? You want to enter in a place and there is a picture there, like, that calls attention. And
it's a statement.
Exactly. Makes your eyes, like, interact to it and keep looking and find something else, you know? If it's just, like, one heart, you know, 5x5 thing, you're like, okay, it's not fun.
I agree with you, man. Like, I love painting on big scales. And like, even these paintings are, for me, they're small, even though they're like, what, this like 90 by 90, 100 by 100. But even that for me, man, is like, I would prefer to be working on like 120 by 160, 160 by 200, even bigger than that would be sick.
The biggest I did was like 100 per 70, and it's pretty decent.
100 by 70?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good size, man.
Like,
that's a good,
what, like,
that's 100 by 120. Yeah. But dude, the biggest I ever did was 170 by 200. Man, it was so much fun.
You have to put it on the floor, no?
I literally had to put it on the floor. Or it was like, I hung it up on the wall. Like, it was already hung, and I was like painting it on the wall.
Rotating it.
Man,
to like reach the corners of the
I painted that painting in like six days of painting, like probably 9-10 hours a day. And man, by the end of it, my back was fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just like doing all these weird positions to try and hit all the corners. But man, I love working on that scale. The problem is like for me, because I do rely on it as my income, like it's a lot harder to sell a big painting.
Yeah, because it's expensive.
Yeah. So I gotta, and also people don't have space for it, especially here. I feel like people's flats are like usually a little bit smaller, you know? It's like, and if they do want a big painting, it's just hard. They really have to connect with it. And it's a little bit harder to make it happen, you know?
They'll buy like in an expo if they look at it and love it or something like that.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
That's something that like for me, I still didn't even put much thoughts about it, you know, how to sell it, because I don't make enough to sell it.
Yeah.
It's like, I do want to finish this one I'm working on to bring to Prague Traditional to put there on my merchandise table.
Hell yeah,
to see
man.
if I can sell.
What's the painting of? Can you give us like a little sneak preview?
It's so far it's just the black lava background with some red on it, and I want to make there is this traditional design. Well, even if I run away from the tattoos on my paintings, my life is tattooing, so it
still comes
take
through.
all my references and ideas from that, right, from this world. So I'm trying to approach differently with the same ideas, you know. So,
Yeah.
So there is this classic design, which I actually don't know from who it's from, which is like a interrogation mark, question mark, and it's on fire, and there is a skull in the middle. So it's like the skull, the question mark goes around on fire. Since it's small and I cannot do so much details, I'm just gonna do like a yellow fire on, like a question mark, yellow fire.
Yeah,
on the
with the
middle.
skull.
No, with no skull.
No
With
skull,
like
okay.
This fire question mark on this 30 by 40, super small.
Okay,
this
yeah,
fire
yeah.
question mark in yellow. So far, that's the idea.
Dude, hell yeah.
Super simple, but I'm more into like, because I bought this product, the black lava, and I bought the small canvas to figure it out before I would buy a fucking 100 per 100
Something
frame.
bigger. Yeah.
To figure out if I like it, if I can do something out of it. But actually, like I did one so far, like beginning to the end, like a skull full of bones, blood, and with this texture. And you look at the paint and it's fucking alive, you know? You look at it and like, okay, this shit's cool, you know? Just like my friend who knows me painting, and he went to my house and he's always like, okay, that's like level up, you know? Like, it looks way cooler, you know? So I'm just researching with myself.
You're
like,
trying.
What to do next, how to approach. I don't want to go and buy, you know, like shitloads of paint, of 10 canvas, and then just leave it there. You know,
It's not worth it, man.
That's me. You know, I rather just buy one canvas, exactly what I need, try it out. In 3 months when I finish, I'll go again. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like waste. I'm vegan.
Yeah.
I don't like to fucking throw shit in the trash. You know, if I don't need it, I won't buy it.
For sure, man. But it's also good to experiment and like go at your own pace, right? And like, you know, fuck around a little bit, do a smaller painting, see if it works for you. And I feel like once you like hit something that you look at and you're like, oh shit, this is awesome, then you might be more motivated to like, okay, now I'm going to buy 2 canvases or a bigger one and start going into it. But like, man, I think like a lot of people, they start painting and they go right to like a massive canvas and they try to go too big too quickly. And then you get disappointed and then it's hard to keep going. Like you kind of have to start small and just like, mess around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to change my mindset towards the result, you know, like what I expect from it. Like, because before was like precision, being clean. And then I realized I was getting into tattooing, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck this shit, you know, like when I'm in my house, there's nobody dictating fucking nothing. Why the fuck am I struggling to make this shit straight and clean? And like, there must be beauty in chaos, right? Like, so
yes, man.
Let's find it. Like, that's what I'm putting in my mind right now. Is like, just studying the texture there. I got to the conclusion that I need to go bigger because the texture doesn't allow you to go too small.
Yeah.
It should be simple. It's limited, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know? Because it makes you think how I'm gonna approach that shit, you know, and how I'm gonna make the best out of it.
But for sure, man, I feel like limitations are good too. Like if you have some borders that you were working within, then you kind of like are forced to find solutions, and like you have new problems that you face, and then you're like, oh fuck, how am I gonna solve it? And you come up with something you wouldn't have thought of otherwise, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like with this painting you're working on now, did you do a drawing or like a sketch or something before, or did you just go right onto the canvas?
I love the background. I just prepared it.
Yeah.
It's just about of distributing the black lava, waiting to dry, put some color on it. And if you put colors, and colors will be flat red with the texture, but it's black, you know, the dots. So once you put like a thin layer of whatever, you mix with the black dots. So it looks dirty, you know. I like it.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I don't want it to be clean.
Yeah.
First thing, not supposed to be good, you know. Like the first approach is like, fuck it. So then, like, I mean, the acrylic is good because you can always go back and shit like that. So I'm in the moment where like I'm about to do the fucking question mark. But I guess the approach will be super simple. Just draw some yellow brush off the question mark, and I'll start making fire out of it. Make it darker until I put some black around.
Yeah.
It's not a big idea in the end. I just want it to be like, first I'm trying the techniques. Second, I want to go to the end. I hate not finishing stuff I start.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Even if it takes me forever, I will finish, you know. Before I start something, I have to finish something. Like, for me, it's very hard to. Like,
you can't do like two things at once. Yeah.
I wouldn't start to painting. Like, I cannot. Like, I know people who prepare, I don't know, 10 backgrounds, and then they go paint. Like, I don't have 10 ideas. Like, I have to work one at a time, right? Like, what's this idea for this thing? Let's deal with it. If I cannot deal with it, I would just postpone until I deal with it. You know?
I'm the same way, man. I don't know how people do two paintings at once. Even like 10, I can't even fucking imagine. That's crazy. Because for me, like, I get into the world of one idea, and I need to be lost in it to make it happen.
Get the best out of that thing.
Yeah. And the moment I distract myself with something else, then I come back to the first one. I'm like, now I'm like not thinking
You're
right.
Lost. You want to change everything or something. It's better to finish that approach because. Well, I love the Melvins, you know, music.
Hell yeah, dude, yeah.
And King Buzo, he said something beautiful that I take very serious, is that, like, music is not brain surgery, you know? So you don't need to fucking make a song and regret about it. It's the same as drawing, you know? Tattooing can be a bit different because it's in somebody else, but, like, just fucking do it, you know? Fucking write a song, record a song, and it's done. People will like it, people will hate it. It's done. You did something, you know. Fucking do another one. Will be different than the other one. Might people like it? Maybe people hate it. Fuck it, you know. Like, you cannot please everybody first. So, like, just keep doing it, you know.
Dude, and
if you please in yourself,
yes,
that's
exactly, man. The moment you start trying to please other people with what you're making, then you're fucked, basically. You have to do it because you want to make it. Yeah. And that's for me the best attitude. And it took me a long time to learn it, but now it's like I finish a painting. Okay, maybe they like it, maybe they don't, like you said, but either way, who cares? I'm on to the next one already. I already fucking started something else, you know?
And maybe you don't sell in the next expo, but maybe you sell in 10 years from now. Somebody will be like, man, I love your 2023 series.
Exactly, man. Yeah, you never know. You never know.
I get people asking me, like, can you do this design? And it's the design from my second year of tattooing. It's like, yeah, but I will redraw it because that's not me anymore. You know, like, but I can put some touch to it, or like tell me what you really like about it. I'll try to keep it you know, as an accent or something like that.
Yeah,
but, like,
sure.
We evolve, you know, so we change.
Oh, you have to, man. It's the only way to like stay interested. Otherwise, it gets a little boring.
But bro, the cool thing about these things that we do, like painting or music, in my opinion, in my case or something, is that like if you go through the process and you finish it, it's forever here. You know? Like,
yeah, man.
I mean, forever is a long time, but you know, a painting, if nobody burns it down, it's a painting. It will be in somebody's house that will go through somebody else's house. It's like a vinyl. Like it goes to a used shop that somebody would buy at some point in 10 years from now, you know, and just keeps moving, and it's fun. Like you're spreading a piece of you. Like you don't need to have babies, you know. You just can make art.
Spread art, dude. Yeah, that's how I should think about my paintings. They're my babies. Yeah.
And babies are not vegan. No. not environmentally friendly. So fuck babies. Do paintings. And that's it.
That's a great attitude. But it's so true, man. It's such a nice thing to think about. Is that like, you know, I make a painting and someone hangs it up in their house, and then, you know, maybe their grandkids will have it, or they sell it to someone else, or put it in a secondhand shop, and someone else buys it for 10 euros in 30
years. Their
years.
Little museum, you know, like
man.
People enter in their house, like, okay, man, I love this painting. Makes your house super super nice. You know, like you have good taste, and there we go. You create some personality for the person who bought it as well. You know?
Yeah, it's the best thing, man. But now, like, something that I'm trying to do a lot of, especially with the collective, is like, I feel like a lot of people still feel like a painting is something you buy when you're really rich. And like, of course, they're expensive, but like we're trying to make it a little bit more affordable so that like more people can be like, oh shit, I could like spend the money on, instead of taking like a big vacation or whatever, or save up for a few months and buy a nice painting. And like, because for me, it's adds so much value to my life to have like a painting hanging on the wall that I love. Like it makes my home feel more comfortable. It feels more like me, right? And like, I wish that more people were willing to, you know, not only because I need to make money, but also because I think it like adds a lot to your life.
No,
it's
and people,
valuable.
They do have the money most of the times, and they just spend very badly. You know, like,
that's true, man.
It's like, who needs, you know, 100 shoes or like fucking closet full of clothes, you know,
or ordering food every night and never cooking, you know, like shit like that as well. Yeah, it adds up quickly, man.
So yeah, these kind of people. Fuckers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but you gotta know how to live your own life, right?
Yeah.
Some people just don't appreciate art as well, you know, like you cannot push to them.
No,
like,
of course, man, of course. Yeah.
And some people do appreciate, and it's a struggle sometimes to buy the art you love because it's expensive, you know. Like if I could buy a Julian Bast painting, you know, I don't even know how it costs because sometimes you're just afraid of
to
knowing.
Even ask.
Yeah, like
I know, man.
It's like feels like unreachable, like a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
So how to make that? That's a lot for me with Prague traditional as well. You know, it's like how to make tattoos, like to get more into this people brains, and they will go there and they will buy some art from the tattooer and realize the tattooer is not this like motorcycle guy who, you know, beat people up and get drunk. They are artists as well. There's people there who are amazing people, you know, like, so have to open people's like, even to know the artist, you know, once like you break through to like know the person and you're like, oh, man, this guy's so cool, you know, he talks to me, like he's not like avoiding me because he's an artist or something like that.
Yeah.
So like all these things are kind of like, I think they're not helpful.
No, I agree, man.
You know, like it's cool to be like this, oh, I'm the artist, but then you put a shield on you and then people don't come to you because they think you attract these people who think you are too expensive and they like it because of that, but that's shit people with, you know, you don't really want to attract these people.
I agree with you, man.
So
and also people I don't really want to associate with. Like I would rather meet other kind, cool people, right?
Exactly.
Or like
who have no money to buy your painting,
well,
but fucking love it like naturally. Like, fuck, I love it,
But
but I don't have 15K to.
But it's still great, man. Like even if I get to like meet, like I would rather be meeting people and like building community around it than like just selling a bunch of shit to really rich people all the time.
That's why you have a collective, no?
Yeah, exactly. Part of the reason, for sure. Yeah.
Which is fucking cool, you know? Like,
yeah,
I
man.
also feel like, I mean, we love living in Czech Republic, like, but it's hard to get into the scene, right, of the Czech people. We don't speak the language. It's hard. So, yeah, you have a nice approach. Also, my approach is, there is Czech people in my events, but they are not majority. It's like, it's for everybody. Like, I actually don't give a fuck if you're Russian, Czech, Ukrainian, African, Moroccan. Like, you're all welcome if you're nice to me.
Yeah.
If you're polite, if you respect what people do and respect everybody. You know, like, I don't give a fuck, bro. And
man. But I think we need more of that here in Prague, actually, because like that was one of the biggest things when I was like starting to try and get my paintings out there. Like here, it was fucking hard because a lot of galleries only want to take Czech artists, which I understand. I see why it exists that way, but like it was really tough. And so I feel like you almost have to make it yourself. You know, you have to like find your own approach.
You always have to make yourself.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's something that like actually people have to start realizing. You know,
Yeah.
like if you always counting that the politician will take the best decision for yourself, that the government, that the mayor will take the best decision, that your boss will take the best decision of yourself, or even sometimes that you will make the best decision. They're like, you have to think it through, you know. Everything is a lie, you know. You have to really pay attention.
Yeah, man.
make good decisions.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And
It's
also
hard.
like waiting around for opportunities to come never fucking works, you know? Like I think you do have to kind of take control of it and like, yeah, put yourself out there and like reach out to people to make it happen as opposed to like just sitting around hoping that someone's going to write to you and make some opportunity come your way.
And I guess when you start doing these things, you realize, and I guess you did realize, that you find a lot of desperate people like you in the way, you know, like whereas like people don't want to go to Prague convention, they want to go to Prague traditional.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People don't want to go to the Czech gallery because they don't feel welcome. They want to go to the Fruit Collective fucking expo because there is people smiling there, they smoking and drinking and they having fun and they are like nice to each other, you know. And
But dude, that's the thing.
that's about it, right? Like,
It's man, it's all about people at the end of the day. Like for me, it's the more and more, it's the most important thing. And so it's just like trying to make a space, or if we have an exhibition, it's inviting. Like you said, everyone's welcome. I don't care who you are, where you're from, doesn't fucking matter. Come hang out. It's not pretentious. You don't have to wear a fancy suit.
you don't need to bring money. You don't need to buy anything.
Exactly. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. You get to just show up and like hang out, man. And that to me is so much more valuable and fulfilling if you can like share art in that way, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
But I mean, now I just posted something on Prague Traditional that's like, what's your approach? You know, you're gonna book a tattoo, you're gonna walk in, or you're gonna buy merch. And I'm actually excited all the time looking at the answers of people, you know, because just want to know how people see, like what's their approach to it, you know, like what they want to do, if they just want to go there to see the merchandise, if they want to walk in. Also, it's so hard to explain that the person can get a tattoo, you know, like that, like I'm bringing these people all around the world for you to go there and appreciate them, buying their art, getting a tattoo, having a conversation, or like if you are a tattooer, you can go there, hang out, and you make a friend, you go guest spots in fucking New York City, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
So it's bigger than just a fucking tattoo convention. There won't be a guy on the microphone stand saying that you are the best, you know, because you're not the best. Nobody's the best. So it's just come hang out, you know, share experience.
Yeah.
Have a beer. I don't know.
That's the best way to do it, man. That's fucking awesome. Are you doing a lot of guest spots these days?
No, bro. Since COVID, when I moved away from Prague to go to Brazil, stayed 1 year there. I come back here, have to start from scratch. You know, I had to find new house, new job, which everything worked out super good. You know, I have good job, good house. I cannot complain, absolutely, you know. But it's been like a restart. So I'm enjoying it very careful, you know, like have new cat. Shout out to Luigi. Probably destroying my house or sleeping right now. So I don't know, bro. Taking it slow because I travel a lot, you know.
Yeah.
If I make a list of places I've been, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
And I have friends all over, and I feel blessed by it. But I also feel that like there's different things we want to experience in life, right? I want to experience taking care of my house and having some plants and having the cats and working hard and making back pieces on people. Like, I don't know, I'm focused on very minimal stuff right now, you know.
Sure.
I mean, Prague Traditional is massive for me, but it's also, you know, time consuming, energy consuming, but it's still, I can do it from my house, you know. In this comfort zone where like people from my work really help me doing the Prague Traditional. I have a band with people I work with. You know, it's all kind of like my life is all connected into this people tattoo scene and stuff. Guest spots are cool. I make enough money here in One Love Tattoo. Best shop in town, by the way.
Agreed with that, man. 100%.
Yeah. If you don't know One Love Tattoo, go check us out.
Definitely.
Fucking good. 15 years old. And yeah, bro. Like, you know, before I was more hunting the money, and I arrived in Europe 2017. So many places I never been. And then like I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Or sometime I had like a friend who lived there from another past story, like sound engineer or something. that I was like, okay, I will stay in your house for a week, go see your city, you know, maybe I book a tattoo shop to guest. And that was like my life from 2017 to 2020 when COVID hit. And then I got bored and lazy. I don't know. I just thinking about airport gives me goosebumps nowadays, bro. I just don't want to go.
Yeah. I feel that, man. But it's also a good place to be in. Like, I feel very similar. Like, I traveled a lot in my life. And now, like, in this studio, with the work that I'm doing, the projects I have, the friends I have, the people I know here, like, I'm really happy just to be here, man. And it's a good feeling because for a long time, I also was like, fuck, I have to go here. I'm not happy, blah, blah. But now it's like, I just feel content. I'm like, I have enough here that I don't feel like I need to be looking elsewhere for it. At least for the time being. It might change, but like, yeah, for now, man, it's...
Please.
Yeah.
Must change.
Yeah, of course, man. But I'm like enjoying it while I have that, you know? Like really feeling at home and just feeling comfortable and yeah, man. And also it's good for my creativity, honestly. Like I actually feel more creative now.
Every time you disconnect to go somewhere, the whole process have to restart.
Yeah.
And you have to find again that thing the morning where you start painting in the morning, and it's a fucking process. For me, stretching is like that.
Yeah.
If I wake up every day and I stretch, it's good. If there is one day that I don't stretch, the next day is harder to do it. You know?
Absolutely,
and
man.
it's just like you let it go, and to catch it back is hard. So.
And for me, it's less and less about like, oh, I need to go somewhere new and get inspired. It's more about building a routine and doing the work. And like then the inspiration comes, right? And like so that for me is why it's good to be grounded somewhere, because I have a routine. I wake up and I paint every day, you know? And like if I break it even for a few days, I feel weird. It's hard to get back into it.
Not yourself anymore.
No, exactly, man. Like I need to be doing it every day. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that as well, man. But I'm glad to hear that's how you're feeling too, man. That's fucking great, you know?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I catch myself like dreaming about going somewhere. Like I would really love to go to States and do like a... By the way, I always think that I should find somebody that's not a tattooer who want to do a States trip, you know?
Bro, let's do it. That would be fun.
I think like renting a fucking caravan,
dude,
from New York to California, or like flights to California and go back to New York
to
by
the
caravan,
East Coast,
and then take a flight back to Prague
man,
for 2 months, whatever.
I also know people all over the US, and I know quite a few tattooers in the US.
Yeah, I want to like, because I'm still young enough, 35, and I feel old, but I'm still young enough, I know, and I should remember that. So... and like 10 years tattooing, you know, I was thinking next year just try to go there for 2 months, travel the whole fucking place. I have a few friends from Brazil or places I can go, like Austin. Scott has the shop and many places. So, but I also didn't want to take a tattooer because a tattooer means like we have to work in the same shop, and like I wanted to just like have this trip with somebody, and then like, bro, for now 5 hours. Fuck you, I'm going to work.
Of course,
you go to the park, get inspired, you know.
Do your thing, yeah.
And then we meet, keep going, and we share our experience, and we have fun, you know, split the bills, stuff like that. So I'm like studying the possibility, because also, you know, once you live in Europe, it's so cheap to travel around here compared to going to fucking States or to Brazil.
It's a big trip, man. That's true. Yeah.
So you kind of have to like save the money. Be sure you pay all your bills here for 2 months, you know. And go. But it's the land of tattooing, you know, like United States. So,
dude, 100%, man. It's on another level there. Like, I don't know. I mean,
of course, if you love Japanese tattooing, it's not the land of tattooing.
Yeah.
But I do traditional tattoos, and like every American is born knowing who the fucking Eddie Hardy is, you know, and like Sailor Jerry.
For sure, man.
So you have museums. Burt Green Museum was just burned down, and they cleaned everything and opened like 1 week after or something like that. So like people love tattoos in America. Like everybody have a rose tattoo, the swallow tattoo, you know. So tattoos machines there are great, you know, color pigments. You don't have the fucking EU telling you they want to put plastic on your ink now because they don't know what to do with the plastic, so let's just put on people's bodies, you know, because they're gonna decompose later.
Really, they're doing that?
Man, now the new ink on the law here in EU, you take the ingredients, is like polyacrylic, blah blah blah.
Really?
And they want you to put fucking plastic on people's skin, and they approving this shit, you know, like sanitation approves this shit.
But it doesn't make any sense, man. What the fuck? Can you still get other ink that's not like doesn't have this shit in
Well,
it?
if the health department is not watching this, yeah, you can. Is an European law, so anything that's not produced in Europe doesn't apply to this fucking stupid thing.
Sure.
So you can just
import.
buy from US or whatever. And anyway.
Yeah. But man, US trip, that would be super sick, dude. I feel like you'd probably learn a lot too, man. Like just hanging out with a bunch of, artists and stuff. Man, and the scene is so big now that it's...
2 shops there, man. It's flash in the fucking ceiling.
I know,
like,
man.
It's like here is just this conservative... 2 frames on the wall.
I know, man.
All white and golden thing because people think this shit's a bit fancy. Bro, it's about fucking cartoons, draw a bunch of shit stuff, pick from the wall, get a tattoo, be happy.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Move forward.
But that's why I'm glad that One Love exists. Because like when I moved here and I was like, I've been tattooed in the States a bunch, and like when I was looking like, oh fuck, I need some artists and people to go to, and man, I was looking and it's like not very much. But then when I found One Love, I was like, okay, there's something. At least there's one place.
That's another reason because Prague Traditional exists, because in order for me to do more cool tattoos, people need to know about what we are doing. And there is a fucking whole culture behind it, Even in States, if you think, is very underappreciated for the general public that, like, why there is no, like, museum of tattoo history in the United States. It's so big, like, it's generate fucking loads of money as well,
It's a huge industry.
It's like with industry. People can say whatever they want, but like... There is money in it. There is health in it. There is happiness in it. There is so many things that humans need.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Fuck you, Just fucking stop being hypocrite and just like let people do whatever the fuck they want to do.
And I agree with you there. I'm surprised there's no tattoo museum actually. Like some big.
Yeah, bro. There is in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But like, there is one that I just mentioned, Bert Grimm.
Yeah.
Which was burned in a fucking fire. I don't even know where is it. Maybe. Ohio, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
And there was people like tattoo community. Once one person have cancer or something like that, people will fucking help them out, So
of course,
the museum was kind of the same. Like everybody who been there in the fucking city went there, clean the whole place down and fix it because the show must go on, And we have to appreciate these things, before they end up not existing, the way that you do. Like now, tattooing is totally being eaten alive by the industry, like this pen industry, this cartridges industry, who have absolutely nothing to do with like handmade things, Tattoos is handmade thing. Like you won't get a tattoo made by a AI, bro. You can wait forever. You won't be able to do it. You cannot stretch your skin and find a line and make this like an artistic flow to it and commit mistakes. Like the AI won't make you a tattoo,
100%, man.
Can make you whatever the fuck. And I don't disagree with the existence of the AI,
Yeah.
I think it's just another tool for us humans, but like you still depends on that person who will grab your arm, cut you, clean you, shave you, be your friend, have a conversation, feel if you're in pain, stop, drink some water, The human factor is very important in many things, by the way.
And it can't be replaced. And actually for me now, like the more that like I feel like we all like everything gets more digital, AI becomes more a part of people's lives. I think for me and a lot of people I'm talking to and like friends of mine, now the human part is even more important because we see the way that the world is going and we're like, oh fuck, like we're going to lose sight of that human element, which for me is essential, especially to art, for tattooing, for painting, like and then like, even for me, like in a painting, there's mistakes in every single one of my paintings. You look close enough, there's some little shitty color here. This line wasn't good. I love that. If it was perfect, it wouldn't be human. And then it kind of loses the significance because it's really about like expressing humanity,
It's like a brush with ink on like how it can be perfect.
It can't. Yeah, exactly. You'll drive yourself
like
crazy.
A million hairs on top of a thing
man.
that you're brushing how it can be perfect.
Yeah.
Not supposed to be perfect.
No, and you can't try to make it perfect because then you lose your mind.
Exactly. You could try, but in the end, you need to just take a picture. You know what I mean? Like if you want it to be that realistic, just take a nice picture.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
my opinion about it. Like,
But I agree, man. And for me, that's not the point of a piece of art, you know? It's like we were talking earlier about what is art. And for me, it's not about something being perfect. It's not about something like, you know, even replicating reality. It's about something having a voice, saying something. When I look at a piece of art, it's when I can see the artist in it. I can see that their spirit is in it, their voice, whatever. Like, that's huge.
beautiful
man.
when you can recognize the art
Yeah, man.
by looking at it. Like, your art, you know?
Yeah. I have a very specific style for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, you know?
But for me, man, that's more important. Like, it's not so
Nobody's
much
the same, so.
Yeah, and also like if somebody doesn't like it, that's fine. I don't give a shit. But like I would rather make something that feels like me, and people like it, they don't like it, whatever. But then I know that it's something that is like true to me that I expressed, you know, as opposed to like I don't know, trying to please everybody all the time. This doesn't really work that well.
I would say it's impossible. Even if you try the hardest, you know, if you're gonna ask somebody like in the street now, somebody don't like Beatles, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody don't like fucking Beethoven. And I don't know, like there's perfection in a bunch of things. People won't like it, you know? So
Man.
then people want like a trash poke tattoo made on their friend's living room with no gloves, and they would look at me and ask me like, do you like it? And like, I don't give a fuck, you know, like for instance, I don't care, you know, like, it's your body, you do your thing. But do I respect it? No. You know, like, do I care about it? No. So, yeah, it's like so many layers to things in life. You know, you can just be your hobby that you don't care, or you can put yourself to it. You know, I have a tattoo license that costs 1,600 euros. You know,
yeah, man.
to get it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not serious about it, you probably won't get it, and you're gonna hand poke people in your living room for $20. You know?
Yeah, sure.
It's fine. Like,
but that's
if that makes you happy, go for it, bro. Like,
exactly, man.
I don't care.
There's no rule. It's not like this is the only way to do it. It's like more about what works for you.
Where you wanna be.
Yeah.
In the scale from like nothing to the most successful.
Yeah.
Where you wanna be. You know.
Yeah.
I wanna be having fun and paying my rent and being as successful as my brain can handle, let's say. You know, I don't want to never achieve fame in a way that I cannot go to the supermarket. You know?
Fuck no. Sounds miserable.
Sounds miserable.
I would hate living like that, man.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So I like to be invisible, you know.
Yeah,
like,
man. In the background.
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah, for me, actually, the highest level of success is, are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Then like, you've achieved it.
your bills are paid and you're having fun on top of it.
Exactly, man. I said this to my friend the other day. He was like, asked me like if I like all of a sudden was like, didn't have to worry about money. I had unlimited money. Like, what would you do with your life? And I said,
Nothing.
Exactly what I'm doing now.
But smiling more.
Yeah, exactly.
More relaxed.
And
for
maybe
sure.
I'd like eat more sushi or something. But like otherwise, man, like I really would fucking do the same shit. It's and that's a good place to be in. I feel very lucky.
Yeah, bro. Like lately I've been thinking like, you know, you start saving a bit of money and you're like, what I want to do with money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't fucking know. I don't want to buy a yacht.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to have an island.
No,
you know,
man.
like what you do with money. Like, I don't know. Like, you travel more. I travel a lot. Like, I don't know. I'm in this moment where like I'm getting older enough to like save a bit of money. I really don't know what to do. So I'm actually thinking about like a retirement fund or something like that, because I don't fucking want to think about this shit when I'm older. You know?
That's
the
when it
most
gets
thing.
scary, bro.
Like,
is when you're
like,
you know, in your 60s or something, you're like, fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I feel like that's smart just to save that, you know, like why?
Exactly.
I
Like
don't know.
if I don't want to buy a house, I don't want to buy a yacht, I don't want to buy a car, I don't want to buy a motorcycle, I don't want to buy anything. Like I'm not a thing person.
Yeah,
like, I don't give a fuck. You know? I probably want to buy a tattoo machine, but it's not that expensive. That's like worrying me up, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the most important investment right now in my creativity and in my freedom of speech and in my brain and all these things would be not having to fucking worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's where I should invest my money, you know, in my retirement fund. And like when you're 60, you're like, fuck you all. I'm going to travel the world with my wife, which is 25. Yeah. And let's do it, man. You know, let's go for it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah,
I don't have a wife, by the way.
Not yet. Bro, anything else you want to end on? Something you want to say? Something you want to share?
No, bro. I hope one day I can bring you a fucking nice painting.
Man, we'll do a trade. I'm serious.
I hope one day I can buy a fucking nice painting from you.
Man. It'd be awesome.
I don't know, bro. I'm just really appreciate being here. And I'm glad how it turned out.
Thank you for coming, man. It was super fun. And yeah, you'll come back, I'm sure. We'll do another one.
10 years, Japanese.
Yeah,
Japanese
exactly. When you're famous.
Fuck that shit. I hope not. When you are famous, you won't remember.
We'll see, man. All right, ciao, bro. Thank you very much.